Ooh, there's a fish right there, man. Biggin', guys. Real biggin'. Real biggin', guys. If you want the gills, we've got the skills right here at 302 Fishing. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dan right back at you again with another episode. Today, real heavy overcast. We might have some drizzle here, and we have a little bit of a wind that we got to deal with, but I think we can make this happen today. We are gonna bring the most expensive swim bait to date on this channel. I know there's YouTubers that are out there, they've got those $100 and $200 swim baits. Well, obviously, I'm a smaller YouTuber, so I can't afford those kind of baits. So how much did I spend and what did I get for that? I spent almost $40 on this swim bait, $39.99 to be exact. And I love the way it looked, man. I just had to buy it, man, even though, you know, my pocketbook was saying, no, don't do it, Dan, but I did it anyway. So what did I get? We are coming out with a Japanese swim bait. This is the Megabass Vatalion. What an absolute beautiful bait. Sorry about the fire alarm going on there, guys. I think they're calling in all the fish right here, so that's the alarm for lunker alert. But we'll let that go. The Megabass Vatalion, guys, absolute beautiful looking bait right here. It's 4.5 inches in length and weighs 1 3/8 of an ounce. So you're definitely gonna need a stout rod in order to use this bait right here. I've got my swim bait rod that I like to use all the time. It can handle anywhere from 1 to 4 ounces worth of weight. We got 30-pound braid on there. So it's gonna be able to handle this along with the fish on the end of the line. This is a floating swim bait, which is kind of perfect for me or any of the bank fishermen out there, because this thing ranges anywhere from 1 to 3 foot in the water when you do the retrieve. So that's great. So if you're a beginner all the way up to an expert, this might be a good bait for you to use, or maybe a beginner swim bait if you want to spend that kind of money. But it definitely looks like a bluegill or some of the panfish that are in the water. That's kind of what they did, is to try to get that as realistic as possible. Look at the absolute amazing holographic paint job that they have here. It reflects all kinds of crazy colors off of it. So I think fish are going to strike up on this. It's got some built-in features here to kind of make it look realistic. So I'm sure you've been poked a time or two on the dorsal fin right here by bluegills when you're catching them. I know I've got stabbed a million times, but look at these crazy looking downward facing looking eyes. Who hasn't seen those kind of eyes when you're lipping them or pulling the hook out of the mouth of the fish? And of course, we've got the realistic gill plates right here. So if you look, you can kind of see the reflection right here. So if this thing's coming across the water real fast, this fish is not going to know that this thing is fake. But once he grabs up on it, no doubt that fish is going to be stuck on that bait, because this thing's got some tack sharp Japanese treble hooks on the end of this bait right here. So once we hook them in, we'll bring them in. I can't wait to get this thing out here and try to slay these big old bass, man, because I got a feeling we're going to smack one over here, or maybe even some small ones. Who knows? I don't know. But we're going to test it out, and we're going to see if we'll be able to use this in other ponds here out in the state of Delaware. So give me a couple seconds. Let's get this thing working, start moving it around in this pond, and hopefully, if we're lucky, we get a big fat green beanbag on the end of the line. We're on the pond. I would hope, before we get into this, guys, that you would consider going ahead and hitting that subscribe button, smashing that notification bell, giving us a big fat thumbs up if you like any of our episodes. Drop a comment below. If you haven't already done so, you can jump over to Instagram. You can follow us over there at 302 Fishing. As I mentioned earlier, we do have an overcast day. We've got some drizzle going on right here. I got a feeling that these bass are going to be moving around here, because it's not hot. Very comfortable out here, man. It's 70 degrees. And wow, look at the action on that thing already, guys. Holy crap. Hopefully you guys can see that. That thing's got a ridiculous action to it. Look. What bass wouldn't hit that thing? Good God. All right, here we go. We're going to fight the rain, guys. We don't care, because the fish... they don't give a crap about rain. But let's see if we can get a big old bite off of this thing. I can feel the wobble of that bait right on the tip of my rod there. Oop, that was bottom. Had me going for a second. Wow, something jumped right over there, pretty big too. Probably one of them giant gizzard shad. You can see how that line wobbles back and forth. You can just imagine the action underneath the water with that thing. All right, guys, I'm gonna get ballsy here. I gotta watch my speed with my cadence here because there are roots over here and I gotta keep that tip up. Time to get some more line on the spool here. I did try to get out yesterday. I was trying to get a cool episode going on. You've seen me go out for this species before, but I wanted to try a different style, and the weather was just absolutely horrendous, and I just had an epic fail, man. It was super windy. Tides were getting all ridiculously fast, and just like nobody was catching any fish at all. Like I said, we got a weather pattern that's coming through obviously right now. It's the same for yesterday, but the wind is considerably lower. It was at least 10 to 20 mile an hour gusts all day long yesterday, and here it's barely a whisper. But I'm hoping I can succeed today. I don't want to have 2 skunk days because we didn't get any fish on that last one. And I'm not one to put up a fail, you know what I mean? I got to put a win up somehow. Got some 2 crazy blue jays going after each other right here. I think I may have misidentified kingfishers. That's what they were. If you're squeamish, stay away. There's literally a spider right there hanging in the air. See him? He looks like a stick, but when he moves, he spreads out. See him? How creepy is that, guys? All right, we got a steady rain going on right now. That's not going to scare us. Fish have picked up dramatically, jumping the little ones. As you can see, we're going to be casting a lot of casts. This is not a bait where you get a huge frequency of bites, because you're looking for the big bite. And you gotta show the patience and the perseverance. All right, man, we're getting poured on pretty good now, guys. That's a tree right there, guys. No, no, no. Whew. You don't want that to happen. I'll cut the episode down very short. Indeed. Let's make sure we had some tagline out there. Might have to retie. If anything, I think we're gonna get a fish down here, mainly because I've been seeing nothing but fish jumping all on this end right here, but virtually nothing on this side here. But you can see all the surfacing out there. Little bait fish too, jumping on top too of the water. Let's make sure our drag is set here. God, this is beautiful conditions, man. Something's got to be able to smash up on this bait. All right, a couple more casts, and we'll go over to the opposite shoreline behind us. Not this shoreline down here, but the one behind us where the homeowner lets us in, and we got the little other opening that we're going to go in there, because again, I want to play that part based on those activities that I'm seeing there, which is this fish playing around or fleeing for their lives, one to the other. Fish jumping right there, man. They're all over here, guys. You know there's got to be a bass here somewhere. We're gonna head over to here, again, where I'm seeing just about the same amount of activity as I was over here. This might be a one fish episode. There's a fish right there, guys. We got one. Yes. It's a small one, guys, but it smashed this giant bait. Look at this. All right, we are not skunked. We got a fish to smack up on the Vatalion there. That's crazy. Let me get the hook out of the gill real quick. That's the most important one. Ouch, he flopped. That's what you don't like about the little ones, man. That's the second time I got poked by those hooks, and they are vicious. But look at that big old bait on that 1 pound bass, guys. Look at this. Isn't that crazy? But we'll get her on her way. Thank you, kind sir, for not having the skunk happening today. She's gone. Never ceases to amaze me, man, how small fish go after these giant baits, man. It's crazy. But that's just their predatory nature that they have once they're born. They're born to eat. Now that we know the bass will hit it, can a giant hit it? Oh my God, there was a huge blow up, guys. Huge blow up. Holy crap. That thing thought it was a topwater bait. What do we got going on here? Oh my goodness. I don't even know how big this thing is yet, guys. But that thing absolutely annihilated that bait. Oh, he's right on the lip, guys. Let's get him in. Holy crap. He got it right on the chin. Oh, look, he just came off. He just came off. But that bass just destroyed that bait. About 1.5 pounds, guys. Holy crap. It was right up underneath the chin right here. That's where he got hooked up at, right there on the last hook. Man, he's biting down on me. This fish is ready to go. It's got a nice little release going on. All right. That was a great hit. But let's get her going. She's gone. So not bad for going with intuition. As I mentioned to you, I saw all of the bait activity over here. 2 fish already. But man, what a vicious hit. You're getting bigger in size. So on that cadence right there, what I was doing, instead of a steady retrieve, I was retrieving, let it hang. Retrieve, let it hang. But it must have been sitting on the surface, that bait was. That's why that fish blew up on that bait like it did. Whew. This is what I'm talking about. See how tack sharp those hooks are? My goodness gracious. That thing flung over to the left-hand side and landed right on my hand. I almost got right up underneath the skin. These Japanese bait makers don't joke around. We're in our second pond. Mother Nature is trying to hang on right now. It is quickly evaporating here, the conditions. It's been raining pretty steady as I came up the road northwise to come to this pond. But we're gonna try to stay out here as long as we can. We'll try to get that one more bite there that we're looking for. Just gonna spend a couple minutes here, and then I'm gonna go back around to the end over here to where the dock is at, and we're just gonna bomb out right in the middle here. Okay, we're not worrying about dinks, we're worrying about the big ones. We're just gonna hit this pond. Thought I had a hit right there. We're just gonna hit this pond in rapid succession. We're gonna go ahead and throw 1 or 2 more casts, and then we're gonna head over to the opening over here, and then head down towards, again, that dock, as I told you. All right, let's go to the next spot. Trying to keep this camera as dry as I can. Seems to be okay so far. But we need that one more strike. I'm greedy. All right, we're gonna step in the car for a couple minutes. We're definitely getting a downpour right now. Change of plans. So we're gonna go ahead and go down to where the pier is at, the dock, and fish over there because I don't know if you can notice or not, you can see the wipers gone. We literally just had a downpour for about 15 minutes on this second pond right here. But I'm trying to get the last few casts out here before the evening is over with. So let's see if we can get something after that little downpour here. Be awesome. You can see all the water coming down here into the sewer, man, how fast that water came. These are the things you have to deal with when you're a fisherman. You're gonna be stuck in these weather events, and you gotta be prepared. Fortunately, it's warm and we're not freezing our rear end off. But I'm hoping for that one last big bite. Got another dark patch off to the right-hand side here that we got to keep an eye on. But I think we got a good, maybe half an hour left here. You can hear all that water rushing down into the pond there from the storm water that came through all the drains there. We need a giant, guys. Cross your fingers. All right, here we go. Again, water very low over here, just like the other community ponds. Big bomb. Getting swirls coming out here. Ooh, there's a fish right there, man. Big one, guys. Real big one. Real big one, guys. All right. Yes. There you go, guys. Boom. Down goes the giant. There you go, guys. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yes. Way to stick it out in the rain, guys. Way to stick it out in the rain. Go Vatalion. Look at that fish, guys. That is a tank. It's possibly 3 pounds. If it is, obviously that's a big fat green bean bag, but we'll get that out of its gill in a second. Show it off to you before we weigh it. Boom. That's why you fish in the rain, guys, because you get monsters like that. Bam. See where we're at with this fish here. But I felt a huge, huge thump when that fish hit that bait. And it is definitely a big fat green bean bag. 3 pounds, 6 ounces is the highest I saw. Almost a 4-pounder. But I am absolutely happy that we got a big bite off of the Vatalion. Look at this, guys. What fish wouldn't hit that bait? Come on now. But let's go ahead and give her a good send off here. But that fish is pretty lively. It's ready to go. But thank you for that big hit. I needed that. Boom. So was it worth it spending $40 for the Megabass Vatalion? In my mind, yes, it was well worth it, man. This bait is sexy, guys. Look at this thing, man. I mean, what fish wouldn't smash up on this thing? It literally looks like the bait fish that's in the water, man. It looks like a bluegill or a panfish. And we got multiple fish to hit on the end of this bait. Well, what was good about this bait right here is you can throw those baits that always catch the big fish all the time, but if you're like me, you're going to be patient and wait for that big bite to come around. But most people want to get out and they want to get multiple fish on the end of their lines with the baits that they're casting out there. And this one, I would say it's a little pricey, but if you want to spend the money, it's worth it, because you notice the progression of that episode when we were filming it, the size of the fish that were hitting on this thing. We had that little dink that was just about as big as this thing right here. I was amazed the thing went after that, but he bit it and we got him in there. That knocked the skunk off. Then we had that cool one where we threw the bait out there in the same general area, and then I cranked it once and the fish just blew up on it like it was a topwater bait, because bluegills do tend to swim at the top of the water. You can see blowups on the edge of the shorelines when you're out there when these bass are chasing these bait fish around. But then things kind of died down, because you noticed the episode, it was drizzling, it was pouring, the sun came out, then it started pouring a little bit more. And then I had to get out of there because I felt like the pond was dying. Nothing was happening with this bait. And I said, you know what? I want to go to one more pond. I think this pond is good for it. And we're going to try to get that big fat green beanbag on the end of the line. And guess what, guys? We brought her back out again. Got it on the pond we were just on a moment ago, and that big fat green beanbag destroyed the Megabass Vatalion. So much so, if you look right here, its teeth marks are right in the side of that bait. That's how viciously that fish thumped that bait. So I mean, kudos to the people who made this bait. I mean, the actual realistic look that this thing has, man. I mean, it literally looks like the bait fish that's in the water. I mean, it's just disgusting the way it looks. But the key thing right here were these hooks, man. These Japanese treble hooks. If these things were intact sharp, we would have never had those 3 fish on the end of the line, because you notice the second one we caught, it was barely on the hook, just like that, and just as we got it to the water, it fell off. And even on that big one, it was barely hung on there. So again, always make sure you have sharp hooks on the end of the line when you're using baits like this, because you want to make it count. So I'm going to give, out of 10 being the greatest, I'm going to give this thing a 10, because I want to come back out here again. I know the conditions kind of suck today, but if we got out there in some prime optimal conditions, I'll bet you this thing will slay right along with those lipless crankbaits. So guys, if you like this bait, drop down below. It's in the description field. You can go ahead and go get this thing. Again, it's $39.99. I think it's well worth the price. If you like this video, guys, give us a big fat thumbs up. Drop a comment below. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. Smash that notification bell. That way you're informed of all of our future episodes out there. If you haven't already done so, as I mentioned in the beginning, we are on Instagram at 302 Fishing. I hope you're having your great days. I'm hoping you're catching some big old monsters off of big old swim baits just like I did. I'm gonna get up the road, get dry, and as always, guys, have an excellent day. Fish on.